The market value of comic books is partly determined by a grading process. This grading process details the exact condition and completeness of a comic, allowing the seller to get an idea of how much it is worth. While there is a certain amount of subjectivity to this process, a reasonably accurate grade can be assigned by a careful amateur. Examining the cover and spine. Look for cover damage. When grading a comic book, the first thing you'll see is the cover. Take a close look, ideally with a magnifying glass, and make careful notes of any apparent damage, including bends, folds, or dents that warp the shape or surface of the book, but don't affect the color. Cackling, a bubbling effect on the cover usually caused by printing defects. Creases, more severe folds that remove ink or otherwise create distortions in the coloring. Moisture, water damage, or foxing, bacterial or fungal growth on the paper. Make note of attempts to repair the book. These generally have a negative effect on the value. Note that more sophisticated efforts to restore a comic book, such as color restoration or re-glossing, are often undetectable by amateur graders. Examine the spine. Less obvious but equally important to the surface of the cover is the spine of the comic book. Inspect it closely, making note of any of the following: spine stress or bindery tears, small creases, folds or tears, under 1/4 inch, running perpendicular to the spine. Spine roll, a curvature of the left edge of a comic toward the front or back, caused by folding back each page of the comic as it was read. Spine break, spine stress that has become a full tear, usually through multiple pages, typically found near the staples. Inspect the staples. The staples themselves must also be inspected closely. Make sure no staples are missing and that the staples are in good condition. Look for signs of rust on the staples, as well as pop staples. A pop staple occurs when one side of a cover has torn right next to the staple, but remains attached by the paper beneath the staple. This condition can easily lead to detached staples. Assessing page quality. Count the pages. Once you've had chance to thoroughly examine the cover, carefully open the book to examine the pages. For very collectible books, the use of tweezers is recommended to minimize contact with harmful skin oils. Your first step is to count the pages. Make sure there are no missing pages in the comic book. Missing pages severely impact a comic's value. Note any loose pages. With older comics, it is common for the centerfold pages, and sometimes other pages as well, to become detached from the staples. Make note of how many pages are detached, either fully or partially. Look for damage to the pages. In addition to damage caused by readers, paper stored improperly can easily degrade. There are several common problems with the pages you should watch out for and make note of: tears, creases or cuts, tape, glue, or other attempts to repair pages. Assigning the grade. Consider a mint grade. Comics are graded using both descriptive categories and a 0 to 10 rating system. If your comic is in flawless or nearly flawless condition, it might merit a grade of mint or near mint. This condition applies to perfectly flat comics with supple paper, a glossy cover, and no obvious wear. Assess whether it might deserve a fine grade. A comic which is well preserved but not mint is typically described as fine or very fine. These are comics that have been read and enjoyed, but with care. They may have some discoloration, but pages should still be supple and the cover should still be glossy and attractive. If you have a comic that is extremely rare, you may wish to consider having it graded professionally. This allows you to speak confidently about its condition in any setting, such as negotiations about pricing. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates and notifications.